All right. What's going on, golf addicts? So the Tour Junkies. And you know what? This show is going to suck. I'm just going to tell you right now. Show's going to suck. So you might as well just stop watching, listening, whatever. Stuff's frustrating. Technology is frustrating. Pat is frustrating. I'm tired. Canada killed me. It's so cold up there. People are grouchy in Canada. Um, no offense to our Canadian friends, but I think the Canadian followers that we have may be the nicest Canadians in all of Canada. So there's
Did
that.
the grouchiness rub off on you, and that's why we're starting the show this way?
Maybe a little bit, but I'm just sad. I'm pissed at the technology. I don't understand why God has chosen us to suffer at the hands of technology when there are so many ding dongs on YouTube that are even bigger ding dongs than us that can that somehow look
It
like they're in the freaking, they're in Hollywood Studio B or something, but
yeah.
we can't get there.
I mean, it's probably my fault. It's just like
Probably.
I mean, it all just comes down on me because whenever stuff doesn't work,
Yeah.
even this evening where your computer started to crash and you even said that it was just mine
Yeah.
morphing over into yours.
Yeah. You know what? At least for right now, in the first minute, 52 seconds, I don't hear your microphone popping. So, hey, you know what? Count your blessings.
Yeah, yeah.
We can all count that. We're working on that. But here we are. It's the farmers, it's the farmers insurance stuff at Torrey Pines, which we know Torrey Pines. We're familiar with Torrey Pines. John Robb won again. That's another reason why I'm angry. I'm irritated. Just John Rahm. Like I'm already sick of it. And he's only played 2 events and he's won both of them in 2023. This is on the heels of 2021 being what we thought was like, the antithesis of long shot season in golf, where we just had a bunch of these short numbers win. But John Rahm may be here to say, oh no, uh, how do you say stop in Espanol? Give it to me, chat. Stop in Espanol. I don't know, like, but just stop. And
I
this
don't
is
think
gonna be
this.
worse. Like, I'm gonna bend you over, and I'm gonna really mess you up, and it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. I don't like it. You had Morikawa at 20-1. We were sweating that one, and then he took it from us.
Mhm.
I had Poston on the card. You
We
had
had
McCarthy
I
on
had
the card,
Montgomery.
and it just God, man, like, and then I'm looking at him today, and he's literally an anytime touchdown bet to win the Farmers Insurance Open. He is like plus 350, 400.
Yeah.
He is a he's like a what's a random old Atlanta Falcons? Who was the receiver with like when Roddy White was hot? Harry Douglas. He's like a Harry Douglas.
Harry Douglas.
He's like a Harry Douglas anytime
Wow.
touchdown bet if they had those back then.
Hmm.
That's what he's like. Or like a Jeff Blauser to hit a home run tonight bet for the Braves back in the day.
God, it's now Jeff Blauser would be over like more than that. Come on.
It's just
Mark
insane.
Lemke, maybe.
And there's
Mark Lemke never hit a home run.
150
So.
people in the golf tournament, and he's plus 450.
You know when you do like when John Rahm wins? When you got him in Pat Mayo's draft, and you also had Siwoo Kim, so now you've won 1, 2, 3, 3 events, and you have a huge lead.
You do
Mayo
have
mentioned
a lead.
Mayo mentioned it on his show
He
today.
did.
I got to mention because they were
You're
talking about how crappy my draft was, and then they're like, "Oh, but now he's got a $5 million lead."
okay, but hold on. Your draft was crappy because you took Seth Straka in like the second or third round.
Well, no, but
And
actually
Seth has done nothing
they
for
didn't
you
even
since
mention Sep. They were talking about Hoagie in the second round, which was pretty bad. But this is Hoagie's season. Like Hoagie's got more money than probably you have combined on your entire team right now.
on my Pat Mayo team. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you who's on that team. I don't even remember. But John Rahm is your guy. Like
Oh yeah, he's like what Feinberg did with Scheffler last year, right?
yes. So
So far,
you could have freaking It doesn't matter who you have on your team. You can have goddamn David Duvall on your team, like current David Duvall, and it wouldn't matter because you have John Rahm. He's just going to win it all every time he tees it up. And now he gets to a place at Torrey that he just like.
Do you know what happened last time? He was at Torrey and won.
He's gonna win again.
Do you know what happened?
It was the US
DB?
Open. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Do you know who had a big week that week?
You did. That
Yes.
was when that was when you went off at the next week.
And I had the outburst the next week.
This is how we're getting into this tonight. I told you the show's gonna suck. I got in at 2:30 in the morning from a jam-packed weekend in Canada, and it was a fun weekend. I had a great time. Happy birthday to Miss Domination, my wife, my lovely wife. She's a great, hot lady, and we had a great time. But we did a lot. We did not rest. This was one of those, I need a vacation for my vacations. And I drove 2.5 hours from Atlanta last night to get home at 2:30. And now I get home and it's Torrey week, so everything is condensed. So what I normally do on Monday through Wednesday is now on Monday and Tuesday. And John Rahm and technology just pisses me off. So I'm just going to let everybody know there's not.
I haven't even heard from you all day. That's very unusual for a Monday.
Yeah, I know. Because I wasn't conscious for a while today. And then I just had other stuff going on. I didn't have time. So I'm just telling you, you might not want to listen to me this week. You might not want to listen to me tonight. I will be ready to go tomorrow and Wednesday. I'll be in it. But tonight, we're having a conversation, and it's probably going to suck. So that's that. Presented to you by our friends at Front Nine Coffee, though, huh? I was happy to have my Front Nine this morning when I got home. That did make me happy because I didn't have Front Nine in Canada. I did have some good coffee, but it wasn't Front Nine. And I could just tell the coffee in Canada doesn't really love me or golfers, and Front Nine does. They love me, and they love golfers, and they love you. So if you love us, you should love Front Nine. So go to front9coffee.com, use promo code TJ10. Save yourself 10% off of your entire order. You can use that code over and over again. Let them know the Tour Junkies sent you. Let them know you love them. They're a small business based right here in Augusta, Georgia, helping us out, helping you out, getting you some delicious coffee delivered to your door, freshly roasted after you order it. Good things take a little bit of time, okay? So just order it. Know that it's fresh, you know? Some little roasting elf is gonna roast it up for you and ship it to your front door. When you get it, you know it's fresh and you know it's good. Okay, so go to front9coffee.com, front9coffee.com, promo code TJ10. Let them know what's up. All right, Pat. I guess were there any highlights last weekend? I mean, I will say we didn't have as big a week on Prize Picks in the Nut Hut as we have been, as we had the first 2 weeks. But I gotta say, our boy Joe Idoni is on quite the heater, the early season heater in the Nut Hut. Because if you don't know, Joe Idoni of Preferred Lines is now a Tour Junkie contributor, and especially in the Nut Hut, he gives his exclusive finish position bets and head-to-head matchups every week. And he is 9-0 in head-to-head matchups on the season.
That's pretty good. That's undefeated.
That is sans defeated. No, wait a minute. Yeah, sans defeated. And so he's crushing it. Great job, Joe Idoni. We had some live outrights. I mean, we had a chance, but it just didn't work, didn't pan out. I will say, Pat, I was going back, I was thinking about it on the DraftKings episode last week when we did our 6K draft. We drafted Davis Thompson.
Yeah.
Range. And three of our 6 players in the 6K range made the cut, and Davis Thompson was one of them. So I would say that wasn't a bad 6K range.
That's not bad.
Last week. Other than that, I mean, I
had some decent. I actually had some decent lineups on DK. I made some money. Yeah.
I had a couple of top 20s. I hit half my head-to-heads. I did come out on top on the head-to-heads, but by very little. So it was kind of a break-even week.
I was frustrated on Prize Picks. I couldn't get it right. I just things that were what I thought would happen didn't happen, which is what happens when you can't get it right. And It was a bad week, although I did finish it strong on Sunday. I just posted one 3-pick play, and it hit. So if you put a good amount of money on that one, you were happy with me.
There you go.
But other than that, you were not.
Well, we're not, we crushed Prize Picks first 2 weeks. We're not going to get it every week. So, anyway, the Nut Hut is popping. We appreciate everybody that's hopped on. We've had a lot of new faces. Listen, if you're a new face to the Nut Hut, or if you are considering getting in the Nut Hut, I dropped a YouTube video last week. It's 12 minutes, and it kind of shows you what you get when you pay for the Nut Hut, and it's a great video. If you're brand new to the Hut, if you're considering joining the Hut, go watch that video on YouTube. It's everything you're going to want to know in about 12 minutes. Show you where to get stuff, where to find stuff, how to navigate it, because sometimes that can be intimidating when you hop in Discord for the first time. We've had a lot of new users in the Hut, and it's great. We've got a ton of conversation going in there every single day, 24/7, and all the channels, NFL, NBA, all the good stuff, golf, of course. So appreciate everybody hopping in and getting it done. All right, let's talk about the top of the board, Pat. 9K
Okay.
range, 10K range. At least they're making you pay up for John Rahm today, this week in DraftKings. He's a full $1,100 more than Tony Finau. $11,600 total on DraftKings. Finau, Xander, and Morikawa round out the 10K and above range, followed by Zalatoris, JT, Sungjae, Taylor Montgomery, who continues to just be hot. Max Homa and Hideki are your 9K range. I mean, John Rahm is just, you know what I think John Rahm is pissed. And that's bad.
He's playing quite angry, but he's not playing angry in a way. Yeah, he's playing in a like everybody used to say about John Rahm, like he gets frustrated and he gets in his own way. Well, now he's not getting in his own way. He's just like getting in everybody else's way, and he's just dominating. And I don't think you could look at this price and fade him. I really don't.
I mean, you can.
I mean, you can if you want to, but
I think I don't know, man. Like I think you either, unlike most weeks where I would say, okay, you could play that dude and like go overweight on him, but you don't have to have him in every lineup. I kind of think you do an all or nothing approach this week with John Rahm. I think you either play him in 100% of your lineups, or you play him in 0. And just
I agree.
And just do that.
I think you got to make that call.
60%. Don't play. Just play all of them. Play 100%.
Yeah, if you're gonna go with John Rahm, do the whole thing. You know, I heard Adam Hayes was on. Adam Hayes is going to start becoming his caddy, a regular contributor on PGA Tour Radio because they have him on every time he wins.
The winning caddy,
and it's like he's just going to be a
boy.
They're going to need to start paying him. But he was talking about it today, just like going into this week, and Rahm was, he knew this was going to be a short week. He knows he's not going to be able to, he's got media obligations. He's got this, he's got that, but he's still just locked in. He just seems like it did not sound at all like this week was going to phase him just because it was a short week or anything like that. He said he might rest a little bit today, but he's fine. I don't see any narrative of how this week is coming off of a win affecting him whatsoever. I really
literally has the best overall record here at Torrey. He comes in the hottest form. He's the perfect course fit. I just don't know how. The only thing I can imagine is the putter goes absolutely just something really cold, like Canada cold. Just Canada
frozen tundra.
Canada cold, like can't make anything. That's the only thing I could see. But
I don't know if he needs his putter the way he's knocking down pins with his wedges.
I'm just saying that's how he doesn't like top 3 this thing. Even if
I will say this, a lot more longer iron shots, especially on the South course.
Yeah.
Than he had this past week. I mean, he was hitting wedges to inches multiple times.
Yeah.
It will happen on the North course. He'll get some wedges, but not on the South course.
Taylor's right. Or a Torrey Pines paraglider takes him out from an air. That would be about the only thing you'd hope for is some sort of paragliding attack. So I mean, what does that leave you? Like that, I do think it means that there's going to be a lot of John Rahm, Taylor Montgomery, Max Homa stacks. Maybe you throw in a Willie Z in there, but I just it's hard to fit Rahm and Finau and Xander and Morikawa in. I don't even know if you can. You probably can, but it's hard. So not sure you want to do that. So it probably means like there's going to be a lot of lineups with just John Rahm and then 9K or below, and then that's it. So I mean, like of those other guys, I like Finau the best. I like Finau. I like Willie Z, and I like Montgomery and Homa. Those are the names outside of John Rahm. I mean, Taylor Montgomery, my God, like he's just
Is his putter not ridiculous?
it's
It's stupid.
it's crazy how good
If
it is.
like we said this last week, because I mean he's 122nd in the field in strokes gained approach. I'm looking at the last 24 rounds. If he just like could cut that in half, I mean nobody would. I mean he'd be just untouchable.
Who's the guy we're fading?
Well, first off, I wouldn't say disagreement, but I like Finau, but I also like Xander a lot. Xander,
I don't mind Xander.
what the hell was Xander on Sunday? Shot 10 under.
Yeah,
I guess he's not injured.
he was hurt. He wasn't injured. He was
Yeah.
hurt. I don't mind Xander at all. I would just rather have Tony.
And I like JT a lot in this range.
See, I was just about to say I don't think I like JT.
I do.
I don't have a good feeling about JT this week. I feel like he's still a little. He seems a little
He did just get married.
not JT. I know. He just seems a little less. He seems like okay. Here's an example. I went to Canada. One of the first things we did, we flew into Calgary, and then we drove to Banff. And on the way, we stopped in the wolf dog sanctuary. These wolf dogs. And with the wolf dogs, we got a very interactive tour, Pat.
Are they like hybrids?
Yeah. So they, and that's what I was about to get into. They have, so with each pin or with each environment that they're in, they're sorted by wolf content is what they call them. So what percentage wolf content is in them. And the ones that I put in our video were like high wolf content, meaning it's like 80 to 95%, 80% plus wolf.
And those are the ones that howl like that?
Yeah. Well, they all kind of did that, but those the ones in the video were, yeah, they were the higher wolf content dogs, or animals. But anyway, I just feel like JT's wolf content is a little lower than I feel like it has been. And I'm not saying that he won't get it back up there a little bit. But there's just something about JT right now that just feels a little less JT. It just feels
Okay,
like
yeah.
it
The
just feels,
chat seems to wanna fade him because he's just got married, so they feel like
yeah.
he's lost a little something, a little edge in him.
I mean, that's a little bit about what I'm picking up on. Like it just seems like he's a little he just doesn't have that last little bit of content he needs up inside of him. He needs a little. So I don't know.
What are you gonna do if he shows up, if we get ownership tomorrow and he's like 10, 11%? You wouldn't play a 10 or 11% JT?
I mean, I would never say that because, he's still Justin Thomas. So still a 90% Justin Thomas, wolf content is better than a lot. So I'm not saying that. And like I said, this is all just in my body. This is all gut. This is
I
not.
think he's the player in this whole range that is the most interesting to me because of ownership, because of the guys you've got around him. You've got a hot Taylor Montgomery. You got Max Homa, who is also a guy that I really like this week too. You got Willie Z just above him, who just lost in the playoff last year to Luke List. You've got Morikawa, who we're all wondering what the hell's going to happen with Morikawa after the Century. It's
Dude, I
interesting.
think John Rahm took like most of Morikawa's wolf content out of his body.
Like he just like sucked it out.
Yeah, like he needed a couple of weeks to recover and build back up the the goods, the soldiers, because he got it taken from him.
He just got married too, by the way. No, did he get engaged or married?
Over this fall, December or something.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that JT's going to go that far under the radar because I actually think he's a little. I was surprised to see him priced under Morikawa and Zalatoris. Like that to me, that's just kind of a weird thing. Even though I know Willie Z has like a good record here and all that, but it's still Justin Thomas. Like I was a little surprised to see that. But who knows? We'll find out. I'll do the lunchtime chat tomorrow on YouTube. That is strictly for Nut Hut members. The link will be a private link in the Nut Hut. I'll do that for lunch tomorrow. I guess we'll do our normal Wednesday night chat tomorrow night. So we'll talk about it there. We'll have a better picture of ownership and all that stuff. So stay tuned. My fade in here would be Sung Jae, just because, it's like this is definitely Tory is definitely gonna require longer hitting players. Sung Jae being probably one of the shorter ones in this 9K range. Playing his fourth event in a row now, even though I know that's not a huge deal for Sung Jae, but yeah, I mean, just kind of a mix of things for Sung Jae that I'm out on. But all right, let's get to the 8K range, Pat. 8K, we've talked enough on the 9K range.
Okay.
Because I think the 8K range has a slew of good players with. You got to make some decisions here, and this based on however many people are going to play John Rahm, God knows what you can do here in the 8K range. I mean, I don't know where people actually end up falling here in the 8K range, but what do you think? Where are you going to go? What do you think a defending champion for the first time, Luke List? We didn't even talk about that. Like, see, I'm also down because like last year we had the dogs win the Natty. Then I hit the Hudson Swafford 250 to 1 bet. Then I sweated out the Willie Z Luke List playoff here at Torrey, and I hit.
Well, I mean, one of those things happened. They won another Natty. So
well, yeah, one of those things happened. But I mean, I just I have such fond memories of the Amex and the Farmers last year, and then it just gets crap.
Yeah, we were close, and then we did look at it this way. We started off really hot last year and kind of fizzled out. Let's be honest. Now, because of a lot more favorites were winning, but maybe it flows differently every year, DB.
Yeah,
it flows differently. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. I'm playing the old guys in this range. I'm doing it.
Oh, we're going Day and Rose?
I'm going Day and Rose. I mean, if you look at both of them, first off, let's talk. I mean, you talk Jason Day.
Let's talk Jason Day.
A lot of stats, a lot of boxes being checked here for him.
Yeah.
Third in the field in approach, second in ball striking, 15th in driving accuracy. He's plenty long off the tee. He's 47th in the field. He's second. I'm looking at kind of long-term putting on POA. Now, I do know the North course is bent grass, but 3 of the rounds are going to be on POA. I looked at par 4 scoring, 450 to 500 yards, so longer par 4s, top 15 in the field there. Jason Day makes a lot of sense, and he's playing well. I mean, I can't sit here and say like Jason Day's back because I don't know. I mean, Jason Day is what he is. But you look at his last 4 events, he did miss a cut at the RSM, top 20 in Houston, T21 at the Worldwide Technology, top 20 last week at the American Express, where you got to score a lot, and he scored. So what was he, 19 under, 19, 20 under? So I like Jason Day a lot. Then you go down, Justin Rose at 8,100. He's another guy. Top 30s in his last 3 events. Okay. He's come around as well. I think those two you can play this week. So Torrey's the kind of course where I want guys that have a lot of experience out here. Jason Day's won here twice. So yeah. I think that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think Torrey's proven that. Did I just get really hot there?
Yeah, you got really loud on me.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry. Are we better? Better here? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Torrey seems to be a place. I mean, Data Golf even has it where like course history seems to matter at Torrey, a fair amount. So I get it. I get it. I was kind of drawn to both those guys too. I really was. I mean, I don't still don't know where I want to go. I mean, it's I do love Mav. I do love Mav. You knew I was gonna love Mav.
Yeah.
But love the putter, love the distance, love the 7th at the Sony when really, I mean, the Sony is not an ideal spot for him. Top 10 at Mayakoba, 27th in Houston in the fall. Decent finishes here. Looking for that first win. I think he's going to score. I think he's a safe play. I think he'd be a great cash 50-50 double up play. So I really like Mav. I don't. I think I'm going to be out on Luke List, even though I was happy to see him do well at the Tournament of Champions. At least he did all right, but I think I'm out on him. I
You know who I
want
love?
who?
I love JJ Spawn for GPPs.
Okay, I was looking at JJ in the first look show, and God, he's interesting. I'm with you. The only
I
thing
mean,
I
just look
cannot
at the
get
form.
through is the distance. Like I'm losing it on the distance angle a little bit with JJ.
Yeah, I hear you there. And we have heard a little bit from the grounds that it looks like distance is going to be even more of a factor. But I don't know. I mean, you look at guys like,
Let's
I
look at
guess,
his long iron long term proximity here. I'm pulling it up because I mean, if you're gonna have a shorter hitter, they need to be really strong from like 175, 200, 200 plus with the long irons. That is going to be.
I'm showing him 65th and over 200 proximity.
Yeah, but like I was gonna look at like the kind of the rolling report look, if you will, like the player look.
Yeah.
In the what? No, I can't get anything to work. I can't get anything to. The
He's
technology. I can't get anything to work. So I'm just not gonna look.
again, it's if you look at it, I mean, it's the ball striking, it's the approach play. I do think you look at it scrambling a little bit on this course as well.
Yeah,
He's 16th there.
agree.
So he's got some, he's up there in some boxes. But again, the form is just really good for him. He hasn't finished outside the top 15 in his last 4 events. Playing really well. I think he could be a sneaky lower owned play in this range. Cam Davis is one that's interesting. He screwed a lot of people last week, missing the cut.
Yeah,
He has a history here. It's like, I mean, it's a history. It's there.
it is a
I
history.
don't think he's ever missed a cut. And he's played here a lot, but it's not a great history. Like, it sounds weird. Like he has the history,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing better than a 32nd place finish, which was in 2021.
I don't think a lot of people are ready to jump off of Cam Davis yet.
Yeah.
I think he's still going to have a little bit of ownership. That's one reason why I think Spawn's going to be interesting because I think Mav and Davis right there are going to catch a little steam. But we'll kind of see how that goes. I mean, I think Aussies Mark Leishman's on record saying this. There are parts of Torrey, the Kikuyu grass. We get Kikuyu here.
Yeah. And Leishman's won here, obviously.
Leishman's a winner here, so I think there's a little bit of that angle. Obviously, Cam's got the pop in the bat off the tee, so that's another another checked box for him. Okay, well, I mean, the AK range is full of a lot of good players here. I mean, I think the only clear fade for me is probably Luke List for the time being, and Keegan's last couple of events. I mean, I love Keegan, but his ball striking, his iron play was not good. And when Keegan's iron play is not good, he's a fade because the putter's usually pretty terrible. So it may just be, fade Keegan here. I'll be interested to see what happens with Buckley because Buckley gets like this price bump. He's at 8K. I don't know how many. He hasn't been in the 8K range very often, especially in a field kind of decent. He gets the
Can't
price.
say he's never been in contention anymore.
Can't say he's never been in contention anymore. You're right about that. I mean, he's got the total driving thing, which obviously helps a lot at Torrey Pines. I mean, look at John Rahm. Like, you don't have to be Taylor Pendrith off the tee distance wise, but if you have some distance and you can keep it, you can hit 60% of your fairways, 65% of your fairways, which Buckley seems to do really well. That's obviously a big deal. So, I mean, he's interesting. I'll
You
just
just triggered something in the old memory, DV. The week of Torrey when John Rahm won, and as we know, I had a pretty good week.
Right, the US Open.
Total driving was actually the one stat that I had made sure all 6 of my guys checked the box in.
Total driving being distance and accuracy.
Correct.
We like to look at them separately. So look at distance and accuracy because sometimes the total driving rank will really, really give a good ranking to someone who just hits it super far or super accurate. You kind of want to see both. You want to see where they rank on both of those metrics, distance and accuracy. You can also look at good drives gained on Fantasy National. That's a good indicator. A couple good stats there for you to look at if you want to dig deeper, do your own models, such like that. Okay. Also, you just get in the Nut Hut because we can save you a lot of time with the research we drop in the Nut Hut. Click in the description of this video. Click in the description of the podcast to join the Nut Hut. There is a free version, so if you just want to, be like, hey man, let me dip my toe. I don't want to do the full cold plunge yet, but I want to put my kneecaps in below in there. And see what it's about. You can do that. You can do the free version, but you just don't. You're not going to see a lot of the goodies. It's like it'd be like walking past a gentleman's club, and you really only see like a shadow. But you might see a shadow of a boobie.
But so
But
you know.
but that's really it. Is really it. You don't get to see anything else. So if you want to see the full tit of the Nut Hut, then you got to pay.
Mhm.
And I would advise you to do so because people are making their membership back in easily in like 1 week. It happens every week. So a ton of smart people in there too. AC's in there helping us out. Samson 24 Showdown Kingpins helping us out. I already mentioned Joe Idoni in there doing his thing. Me and Pat doing our thing. Caddy John Radhouse dropping some nuggets every single week and saving you a bunch of time on the research too. All right, let's get to the 7K range, Pat. 7K range. Let's see here. A lot of names, a lot of good names in here. A lot of good names. I'll start with guys who I'm not playing. Sometimes I think that's just right up at the top. Forget Wyndham Clark. Not doing that. And I'm not doing Harris English. I'm not doing English. Still unsure about where he stands physically.
I have a sour spot in my brain now from Harris English and what he did to me in Prize Picks last week.
Well, I don't know if it was last week, but I do think he really screwed me at the Sony in Prize Picks too. But anyway, I'm out on him. Not enough distance. Probably why the record at Torrey's not been great. Wyndham Clark, just mainly because I just think
he's Wyndham Clark.
He's overrated.
He is a fantastic putter, like Taylor Montgomery. He's kind of like Taylor Montgomery negative 1.0.
He does not have the wolf content that Taylor Montgomery has when it comes to just
bomb it off a tee and putt though.
Yeah. I mean, and as bad as Taylor Montgomery's irons are Wyndham Clark's just as bad or
They're
worse?
just as bad. They're
Also, is his
a little
putter
bit
worse than? I mean, is Taylor Montgomery a better putter? I think in a limited sample size, he might be. And Wyndham Clark is a really good putter.
But I mean, the sample size at this point has Wyndham Clark the better putter, but I don't think it's a big enough sample size for Montgomery yet. So,
well, I mean, I'm saying Montgomery. If you took all of Montgomery's rounds on the PGA Tour since September, there's no way Wyndham Clark is better. If you go back,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, this guy is incredible. It's incredible what he's done with the putter. I mean, he's averaged 4.9 strokes gained with the putter.
The thing is I'm not looking at total driving, but I would bet based off of breaking out distance and fairways gained that Montgomery is a much better total driver of the golf ball than Wyndham Clark is. He is not accurate at all off the tee.
Yeah.
He's plenty long. He's number 2 in the field in driving distance, but he is not accurate. So,
What do we think about Taylor Pendrith, huh? Everybody's favorite Taylor last year, like now,
I tried to
Taylor,
get on Pendrith last week. I put him on the betting card. I thought he could do it for me, and
he had to shake the rust off. I'm telling you, there's stuff to that. Like you just gotta. It's hard to go from tournament golf pre-Thanksgiving to first tournament golf and then do really, really well, unless you're like a freak. So I give him a pass on that. I'm interested in Pendrith. I mean, 16th here last year, his first time around Torrey Pines. Actually, I don't know if did he play the U.S. Open? Let's see. I have the U.S. Open pulled up. He did play the U.S. Open, missed the cut. Gained strokes off the tee, gained strokes around the green, lost approach and putting at the U.S. Open. But then came back, finished, like I said, finished 16th last year. I'm interested in Pendrith now, and I bet it'll be kind of low owned. But I mean, dang dude, like Pendrith's got to be like, damn man, I was everybody's hot. I was the hot
yeah,
Taylor last year. I was hot Taylor. I
yeah.
could hit it far. Everybody would love to see me hit it far, and I was the big sexy Taylor
What
Canadian, and
happened to me? I
now
can't get
there's an
any
American
love.
Canadian that hits it far, and oh by the way, literally makes everything he looks at. I don't know how you could be doing any drugs to help make you a better putter, but if that's out there, then Taylor Montgomery is on them, and Taylor Pendrith's got to be like, man, I'm sick of this. I got to get my crap in gear. I got to.
You need to putt better,
He does need to
Taylor.
putt better. Yeah.
Taylor P.
Yeah.
Do you go back to Davis Thompson?
Yeah.
I think you do.
Yep.
I think you
I
do.
think you do too, man. I was impressed with how DT handled it, and I kind of thought he would be. I mean, you know this. We were texting before. I put a live bet on Davis Thompson. I just didn't publicize it, but I did put a live bet on Davis Thompson at plus 750 after the start.
And we
I
could get
mean,
into
all
that,
things
but
considered, I don't think it was that. I don't think he played bad.
I don't either.
He's just got such a. I think I said that. I don't know where I said. He's just got such a like very calm affect. Like he doesn't get up or down. Like he's old DT is in between the mayo and the mustard all the time. You know what I mean? He's not Pat. He's not all up here all the time. He's just
Yeah, I agree. I think he was impressive. And you know what? John Rahm talked about how impressive he was
yeah.
too. And so you got a guy like John Rahm who's winning and one of the, I think should be the number 1 ranked player in the world right now, which is stupid. But
yeah.
Anyway,
I like Davis Thompson.
You go back to Davis for sure.
I talked about Alex Smalley last week. I'm back.
Yep.
I'm back on Alex Smalley again this week.
We have way too much agreement in here. How about Kurt Kitayama?
Love him.
I do too.
Why would you not love?
What the hell? I don't know.
He is on my Pat Mayo team. I remember that.
I don't know why you would love some Kitayama this week, other than his putting.
Okay, I think that if you want to take a ballsy call here, I think 2 names that could be a little popular in here. We'll see how it shakes out. That you could fade would be Dietrich and Burmester, and I like both of them in general. But I think both guys, and they're both long hitters for sure. So they're gonna suit that well. Both coming off their first event of the season at the Amex. Detry with a 26, Burmester with a 54th. Neither have played Torrey though. Actually, let me double check. Gosh, I keep forgetting about the U.S. Open. Hang on. Detry did play the U.S. Open, missed the cut. Burmester did not. So it's Burmester's first time. Detry lost strokes off the tee. Lost strokes around the green, really only gained strokes putting. So I don't know if you want to fade those 2. I bet you're getting a little bit of some leverage just by not playing those guys because I think people are going to want to play them. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I'm probably more on Burmester than I am on Detry.
Why? I mean, they're basically the same player, except Detry's had a better season to this point, and he's also the only one that's played Torrey Pines before. Why would you be on Burmester?
It's really more just a gut. I mean, that's not. I don't
Well,
really have
that's
any.
terrible. Yeah, that's indigestion.
I mean, you can have a gut feeling on somebody. We've talked about this for 8 years.
You
So,
know
I
what
mean,
else I just realized that I've jacked up tonight? I don't even have any podcast shoes tonight. Like, I am just not myself tonight. I should just hang up.
all right, here's what I think we need to do. I think we need to go back on Will Gordon after missing the cut last week.
Oh, 100%.
I think Will Gordon is the play
100%.
in here. I screw Dean Burmester and Thomas Dietrich, whatever. You go to Will Gordon.
Love him. But I think people are gonna play Will Gordon. People are gonna play Will Gordon.
You
It's
got
gonna
to.
happen.
It'd be hard to ignore him with his stats and everything else. So
I love Nick Hardy. Nick Hardy on the show talked about this place, how much he loves Torrey. Coming off the 41st place finish at the Sony. He's played here twice. He's missed the cut. Actually, did he play in the U.S. Open? No, he did not. He played here twice for the Farmers and missed the cut. But I still like Hardy. Do we have any disagreement in here? I do think I'm hopping off of Ben Griffin. This is where I'm going to hop off. I'm hopping off just temporarily. I love Benji. He I mean, God love the kid can score. I mean, we've been talking about that since we had him on the show and we talked about it in the fall, but he snuck in to make the cut. I think he had a extremely good back nine on Saturday to make the cut. And then he actually helped me win a head-to-head bet because I had him over Jaeger, and he birdied the last hole. Jaeger bogeyed, and I won that bet. But he talked about on the interview how uncomfortable or how unknown, how kind of unfamiliar he was with POA. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna bounce on Ben Griffin and see what happens.
okay, I don't. I could see that. I think Robbie Shelton's in play this week too. It's
Dude, we
7,200.
can't disagree tonight. We just can't. I agree, Robbie Sheldon. So find me someone who I'll disagree on that you truly like, or somebody you don't like that I'm gonna like.
I don't like Trey Mullinax
I don't
this
either.
week. Damn it.
I don't mind him, but I don't feel strongly about it.
I don't like Trey. I don't like him. I kind of want to go back to Ben Taylor this week after screwing a lot of people last week.
I mean,
That's a kind of. People hate when we say kind of. I know
I'm
that.
just kind of meh on that take.
How about this? Brendan Steele.
Nope.
You hate his swing,
I do hate his swing.
but the dude just, I mean, he's solid in general. I think he's got a good history here. Let me go back to look at his history. Yeah, no, he doesn't. It sucks. Screw Brendan Steele. I don't like him either.
I think I just hiccuped and laughed. Did I just get a hic? If I get the hiccups on the podcast, we're done. We're just, if you want the 6K range,
Especially if you get the hiccups without having any podcast juice. Like that's how does that even happen?
yeah. I don't think I have them, but I thought I kind of did right there.
You know who I can't stand this week? Matthew Naismith. I don't care. I don't care if he's got a decent record here. Nope. No Matthew Naismith for me.
No, you're getting to me a little bit there, but I don't. There's nothing overwhelming that I can override you with there. I am excited about one guy who's in the field. I'm not going to play him because this is his first event back off injury, but we all know DB loves Lonto Griffin, so I'm glad to
Yes.
see Lonto back. In that low sevens, Joseph Bramlett, I think I might hop on.
What happened to you with Colin Tarrant?
I was just about to say, this is about to be my Callum Tarrant, my first Callum Tarrant play of 2023. He is being played by me. I am playing Callum Tarrant. Yes, similar to Pendrith. I just wanted to see him get the first event 2023 in the books. Miss a cut at the Amex. I don't care. Now I'm on. I'm in it. I'm on it. I'm there. Let's do it. I'm here. Callum, can you hit a fairway? Can you do that? Can you possibly hit a fairway? If he can hit a fairway, on like Donkey Kong. That's what the kids used to say. So I'm in on Callum Tarrant.
Did you see this in the chat?
No.
Can I put it up?
Yeah. Hey, it's Luke. I'm listening with my dad's phone. He lets me play DFS golf for $1 a week. I'm 10 and love golf.
Yeah.
Yes! Luke!
Luke
Yes! Luke, you are the brightest spot
of this show.
of this wretched podcast we were listening to. I am so happy that you are here and you're listening. Luke, this is great. This is great. I have a 12-year-old who loves golf, and he gets interested in setting lineups too, but probably not as much as you if you've asked to listen on your dad's phone. Luke, this is amazing. I guess the first thing we have to ask is of me and Pat, who do you like the most? Who's your favorite tour junkie, and how long have you been listening? If you could let us know that, that would be fantastic. Luke, we may just make the rest of
Yeah,
the show about you, honestly, because
we could. Hey, Luke, that's fantastic. Just so you know, I'm the one that put you up there
I
on the
didn't see
chat.
it, Luke, because Pat's always in the chat, distracted. I'm running the show. I'm doing
I
the
would have
script.
never. Hey,
I'm doing this. I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. You know, Pat's always the one. He's just in the chat jacking around. Now we wait with bated breath on who Luke likes the most. All right.
all right.
Michael G asked about Garrick Higo, which I did notice he shot 10 under or something yesterday.
Here you go. He's another one that messed me up on Prize Picks.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy, huh? He just came
Only
out of
because
nowhere.
only because they had him like he was a matchup. Probably Harris English. That may have been the matchup. I don't know.
Luke says 1 year. I like you both. Come on, Luke. Luke.
He's a politician.
Josh Kistler. Luke, I have a daughter who's 10. How big is your father's portfolio? Maybe he and I could become golf buddies and in-laws. Luke, look here. You see this camera too, Luke? Right here? This is DB and Pat. Golby's Cup. You got to pick a side, bro. You got to pick a side. Because when we have you out the Golby's Cup, you gotta plant your flag, Luke. You know, it's just like this week. You playing John Rahm or you not playing John Rahm? You gotta plant your flag one way or the other. Luke, give us your 6K pick of the week. Your favorite guy in the 6K. Give it to us. All right, let's talk about the 6K, Pat. And then let's wrap this up because this is. Oh, by the way, congrats to our listener league winner, Rockingham. 116 under on Nitery. It was a battle. I think Kistler was in the running there. I think he finished third. I think Hillboy was up there. Our boy Rockingham took it down. He's got him a spot in the finals, a chance to win a trip to Augusta or Savannah to play some golf, spend a weekend with me and Pat. It's going to be good. The only way you can play that contest is if you are in the Nut Hut. The link is dropped every week. We do verify that winners are active Nut Hut members. You must be active to play and to win. And the Nut Hut is now moved to Nitery. The Listener League is on Nitery. Check it out. It's a fun tiers-based contest. And look out for the link and the sign-up link and all that stuff in the Nut Hut. Pat has dropped it in the contest thread. So don't forget to get in that. And here's the YouTube comment of the night. You ready? If you're watching on YouTube, click the like button. Everybody go ahead and do that right now. Click it. Like button. That's all you got to do. Just click the like button. Click the subscribe button. And then answer this in the comment. Why do you even keep watching our show? Just why? Just why do you keep doing this? That's the question. Why do you like to do that? I've texted with Adam Hayes, John Rahm's caddy tonight. He's Pat, and I said, hey man, you guys are gonna help me lose a lot of money this year. He said that's no good for you, but it's good for me. Yes, this is true. Okay, let's get to the 6K. Before we do, let's get Luke's pick in the 6K. Luke says, "I love Harry Higgs." Luke,
that could be an indicator that he's team deep. And I like Harry Higgs too, but you've been kind of big on Harry Higgs lately.
Well, I was big on him for the Sony, and he sucked. And then I said nothing at the Amex, and he finishes 18th. But I'm happy to see it. I got to say, I was a little nervous when he came out 2023 and missed the cut badly because then I was like, oh, crap. You kind of talked about the mental things going on, to have the momentum kind of killed in the fall because everything comes to a screeching halt and you start back up in 2023 and you trunk slam and, but so good to see him finish 18th last week. He does have a 9th place finish here in 2020. I don't know. Let's see. Did he play the? He did not play the U.S. Open in 2021. Um, so I mean, he definitely hits the ball plenty far. That's for sure. So I like that. Higgs is in play. Who else you got? Pat, who do you like? Thank you, Luke, for that contribution.
Um, I'll tell you a guy I like that I don't think I've mentioned his name in a while, but Danny Lee at
Oh,
6,900.
wow. Okay.
Danny's played well recently. Has a T21 at the RSM, top 20 last week at the American Express. Um, his history here is definitely shoddy at best. Missed some cuts. T65 last year, or 2 years ago. But I'm feeling a little bit of Danny Lee this week. I like our boy Austin Smotherman. He finished T11 here, the first time he ever played here.
He likes his
Um,
place.
Definitely has been, not a great last few tournaments for him, but I do like Austin Smotherman there at 6,700. Dylan Wu, also 6,700. He's a guy that I can't remember. Did he have just some ridiculous round last week? I feel like he did. Shot like 62 or something one day. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
T32 though last week. Dylan Wu is another one that I think could be a good play down here in this 6K range.
I see your woo and call and raise you with a U. I'm going back to Kevin Yu.
Okay.
I'm going back because here's the thing. He checks a lot of boxes. That total driving stuff, distance accuracy combo. I mean, he's better than Hayden Buckley on that stuff. He was better on the Corn Ferry Tour than Hayden Buckley on that stuff, and he's better. He's been better so far. Like Kevin Yu, total driver for sure. 21st at the Sony, missed the cut at the MX last week, but he missed the cut. He shot 5 under. I realized the cut was 10 under, but I mean, the guy still shot 5 under, and it was he gained. Let's see. He gained a stroke and a half off the tee, almost 2.5 strokes on approach. He broke even around the green. He lost a half a stroke putting. It's like the ball striking was there. He just didn't see enough balls drop in the hole at an event where you had to shoot 10 under to make the cut. So you get him at a golf course like this that's going to reward his skill set off the tee even more, and you don't have to shoot 30 under to win the freaking thing, or 27 or whatever it was. So I kind of like going back to Kevin Yu. I think he's in play. I like going back to Austin Eckroat, who also missed the cut last week. Eckroat definitely is going to be better suited for a place like this. I totally agree on Smotherman. Cole Hammer, man, he keeps doing his thing, huh? I mean, he's not super long, but he keeps doing his thing. Good to see Henrik Norlander back in the field this week. I don't think I'm playing any, but good to see him. MJ Duffy, any MJ Duffy for you? Kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Long hitter. Had a couple of decent finishes so far this year. Nakajima, Kita. I'm down with Kita a little bit. Kita Nakajima. Who else? I don't know. I don't. Like I said, I didn't get a lot of research in, so this is not going to be my strongest range. I would just say default to Luke and Harry Higgs. I do have conviction on Kevin Yu and Austin Smotherman, and then whatever else.
I mean, this being a 156 man event,
Mm-hmm.
and you get into the 6K range, and you start to get below 6,500, and there's a lot of miscut things happening for these guys. Like
Yeah.
it's so hard to like you're throwing darts in here.
Yeah.
Unless you stay above, like I think really down to like a Dylan Wu, somewhere around in there, Cole Hammer, like you said. That's kind of where my cutoff is about 6,700. I feel like I'm not getting anything below there where I'm gonna have any sort of confidence whatsoever.
Yeah. I need to remind people, if you've not already checked out our new show on the Better Sports Network, you can check it out on demand, bettersports.com. That's BETTOR, sports.com. You can also listen to it on the app. Every Tuesday night, the show drops. You can check it out. Me and Pat, it's unique content, so we like to mix it up. Especially, we mix it up with just like golf news and opinion stuff. We definitely talk about betting on there, but we try to do things that we don't always cover in our own content. We're covering DFS cash games and cash lineups every single week. And we usually are trying to have a good guest on. This week we have Steffi Smalls from Champions Round. She's coming on. Steffi Smalls is coming. She's hilarious. She's into golf. She's into football. So she's going to be on. It's a good time. So check it out every Tuesday night. You can watch it on demand up until the tournament or whenever on the Better Sports Network, the app, and the website, bettersports.com. Other than that, I don't know, Pat. Are we done? We could go through a couple of chats, maybe. I don't know. We got a few minutes. We could.
Yeah, I don't have any. You know what? I just got a text.
By the way, I don't think you popped one time on the show.
Okay, that's good. I cannot. You know these your rangefinder, how it has a magnet, and you can put it on the golf cart. So here at the landings, we have golf carts that you can drive out onto. Like if you have a golf cart and you pay an annual fee, you can drive it onto any course, and you don't have to get the course.
Yeah.
Golf carts.
Yeah.
I leave my rangefinder on every single person's cart that I play with, and I just got a text from somebody that I played with last Friday. Hey Pat, I've got your rangefinder. Are you playing this Friday? It happens every damn time.
You know what you need to do? You need to put an air tag on that thing.
Yes, I need to do something.
Do you know what that is?
Yes, I got my wife an air tag for her keys.
Oh, good. Yes, you should put one on. You should put one on your bag.
It is so ridiculous how many times I leave it on the golf cart.
Yeah. You have to be careful, man. You got to be careful out there. And them cart boys will say they didn't find it, but they sure enough put that thing on eBay.
Well, that's the thing is it's on somebody else's cart because it doesn't have to be on the club cart.
Yeah,
I'm always
that's
riding
true.
with somebody.
Well, you're
so
lucky.
that's the good thing is I'm always getting it back because they're texting me like, yeah, you left it on here again.
Yeah, you're lucky there.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's it. We just need to call it a show. I don't want to press it with my grouchiness tonight and my lack of podcast juice and just things in general. Grateful to all of you for watching, but especially you, Luke. Thank you, man. Come back next week, okay? We need a young, bright mind like yourself helping build the content. You know what I mean? So thanks to your dad too for letting you watch. That's pretty cool. And let's have a great week, guys. Let's have a great week. Gosh darn it! You know?
Yes, very excited. I think we're gonna have a good week.
Not happy with Jon Rahm. Do like him as a person and a player, but not happy with him. I do want to say that. Just want to say that. I like him, but I don't like him. You know what I mean? He's just too good at the game of golf right now. All right, well, tomorrow I'm going to try to do literally all this stuff. We're going to have the sleepers video out. We're going to do the lunchtime chat. We're going to do the Tuesday night live chat with me and Pat in the Nut Hut. All the content's coming. The heavy petting email's coming out. And the chalk bomb will probably drop either late Tuesday or early Wednesday morning before lineup lock. So stay tuned. If you've not subscribed, or if you have subscribed, you've not been getting the emails. There's been some crap going on with MailChimp. You probably need to go back to tourjunkies.com/chalkbomb and resubscribe because that's been a problem. So, all right. That's it for us. The Farmers Insurance Open 2023. May your screens be green. See ya.